All right. We are live. We are live. This is the first ever video for Off the Grid. If you came from the Gauntlet, what's up? This is your
What's
boy
good?
40 Cal. I'm with my boy Elijah. Say what's up.
What's good?
This is Off the Grid. We're gonna be doing we'll be handling a lot of different stuff, planned. I got DFS planned, daily fantasy, sports, football, basketball, baseball,
UFC.
UFC be covered. I'm covering soccer. I'm covering all that. All right. Because two reasons. Because one, I love sports. Two, I'm bored. And I got
Facts.
some dogs with me that ain't bored. You feel me? Some dudes that ain't. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first video. We're gonna intro the channel, and we got some things coming up this weekend. We got these Super Bowl, not Super Bowl. I said Super Bowl. And I put it in the intro, the title. Championship games, and we got a couple coaching moves. We might just handle that, and then end it real quick. First off, Elijah, how you doing, my boy? What's up?
Man, you see the name, Bears fan, feeling a little poverty. But we feeling good about these two games. We got two really good games, four really good teams, all the best players in the league on four teams. So are you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Also, shout out to not only the Gauntlet, James Tam. Shout out to Sideline Sports, the Sideline
Shout
Sports Network. I'm gonna be shouting them out a lot because they done gave your boy the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I give love where it's due. First things first, because we from North Carolina, the local team, they just got a new head coach yet again
Yeah.
because they can't get themselves right at all.
Listen, bro, like my take on this, I know a lot of Panthers fans, like my close family are Panthers fans. What are you doing if you're the Panthers? Or what are you doing? I mean, you got Steve Wilkes, the hometown kid. He's building a culture in Carolina. All the players are behind him. We're setting up some momentum. And then you go and hire a guy just because he played quarterback a little bit when the franchise first started.
Man, I think it's not that bad, dog. I don't
No,
think
I'm
it's.
not saying he's a bad coach, but I'm saying like Steve Wilkes was the dude. He
I
was
mean,
the dude.
yeah. Obviously, Steve Wilkes he helped lead the Panthers to a nice scrappy 7-10 season. They obviously took my Saints out the last game of the season by a field goal.
Yeah.
Saints fans, so it's even worse. We just gonna be average for a long time, but I'm not gonna get into that.
No, I mean like the Panthers, they were playing in the tank too. And then Steve Wilkes came in. He was like, you know what? Like, let's go win some games. Maybe get to the playoffs real quick.
I mean, I think if you're gonna hire someone that's not Steve Wilkes, I think this is a good hire because this last hire you obviously struck out with Matt Rule. He couldn't get a hold of the culture. Play calling was
Yeah.
bad. I
Yeah.
mean,
No.
I
I
mean, I think
mean, Matt Rule, he's only a culture coach. He's a player relationship coach. So in the NFL, it kind of lacks that a little bit. So you can't really lean on that with your head coach. He's got to be able to make play calls. So
yeah,
that was meant to fail. I hate to say it because I'm a big Matt Rule fan, but that was meant to fail. And I think now this is all just coming back to you know African American coaches ain't getting their jobs. I mean, their representation is falling out now
it
in the
definitely,
NFL. And I
definitely.
mean, Steve Wilkes was more than qualified, and everybody wanted. He said, "Let's go hire this old white dude." So,
Oh man, oh man. So the next thing we got Mr. Nathaniel Hackett has gotten yet another job somehow.
well, the thing with Hackett is that he's got a mind for football, but he doesn't know how to keep up with game tempo.
Yeah,
I think that's what failed him with the
The
play
New York,
calling with the Broncos.
New York Jets have hired Mr. Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator after his nice little full-in season with the Denver Broncos and Mr. Les Ride himself. Um, I personally think it's funny to hire him as the offense. I just don't understand.
Well,
You've seen what Russell Wilson was doing. You've seen the offense. You've seen the frustrations from Judy, Hamlin. I just don't get it.
man, well, this is purely a move for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there's no other explanation for it besides Hackett was the OC when Rodgers was actually still doing something, and they want Rodgers to come to New York, and so they're like, "Hey, let's have somebody he has a relationship with come through to be offensive coordinator." That way, basically, Aaron Rodgers is going to be running the offense, and it just has a guy with a name that's the offensive coordinator, but he's going to be running the offense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think this is a big move to get A-Rod. Joe Namath obviously putting his name in the hat. He was like, "I'll give you the jersey off my back, my guy."
Yeah. This is putting me at like 75% chance Aaron Rodgers is going to be in New York.
Man, I don't think we're gonna get Aaron Rodgers in New York. We still got flutters of Lamar Jackson heading there. I mean, for all goodness, they could keep Zach Wilson. I'm gonna say that out loud. They could keep.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Saleh said they're still going to be working to develop Zach Wilson no matter what's going on with the quarterback situation. So,
Yeah,
but hey, as long as Lamar isn't coming to Chicago, then I'm good.
man, y'all got
We
no
don't
cap.
want
Y'all got
yeah,
y'all don't want Lamar Jackson.
we don't want him. We got Justin. He does the same thing. He's younger. He gets hurt less. We go keeping Justin and keep it our number one pick.
This dude wilding. Oh man, you want ready for the next topic, or you wanna?
Yeah, we ready to go.
We ready? All right.
We ready.
So, which game you want to cover first? I'm gonna let you decide, my guy, since you my co-host.
Man, well, the AFC, I think I got one of the hottest takes there that I'm most passionate about. So let's start in that game.
All right. So we got AFC, we got Chiefs, we got Bengals, we got Joe Burrow, we got Patrick Mahomes on one leg, we got Kelsey, Chase, T. Higgins, Joe. We got names, we got people, we got stars everywhere in this game. Rematch from last year's AFC Championship game. Obviously, Mr. Burrow has had the upper hand on Patrick Mahomes. Surprisingly, he has not lost to him 4-0 in the playoffs. Obviously, went on the road last year to go to the Super Bowl to play the Rams. My guy, what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna rank the top 10 players based off importance. You know what I'm saying? We took both rosters and we said we're gonna take the top guys from each roster, top 10, each guy, best player from each team. My guy, Elijah, we're gonna start with his number 10, and then we're gonna start with my number 10 and then alternate like that. So what you got?
All right, number 10. You know, this wasn't easy for me. Like you said, there's a lot of stars in this game, but I had to go with somebody that's a sleeper for the game. It's not necessarily a star, but it's important just based off Mahomes' health. And I think that's Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, like with Mahomes with his ankle, um, you never know how much you're gonna have to lean on the run game and lean on checkdowns. And Pacheco showed flashes in the Jags game to where he can break out. He's got that speed. He ran a 4.3 something. Back in the combine. I think he could pop off in this game, especially if they're running some inside zones behind Creed Humphreys. I think that could be very beneficial. Just let Mahomes settle into the game, especially if he's hurt, and get Pacheco the ball and get him out there on checkdowns and give him easy options while he's in the pocket before it might collapse. So I got him at 10.
Word. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that's my boy too. I love Pacheco.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My boy at Rutgers, he got a running style. He run hard. And number 10, I got my boy Trey Hendrickson, defensive end from the Bengals. Nice pass rusher. He's been a stud. He was obviously on my Saints, so I got love for my dude. I ain't got stats on him yet. I ain't got, obviously he had a pretty okay last game, but he's been a catalyst for this run for the past couple years. Captain of the defense, obviously. You know, you can't go wrong with a defensive player because I'm a
Yeah,
defensive guy.
I get
But
it. You gotta show love. You gotta show love to your boy. I get
I
it.
got Hendrickson at 10. Who's your number 9, my boy? Who you got?
All right, my number 9 got Creed Humphreys, second best center in the league. Um, how they're gonna be able to protect Mahomes is important, and just control the line. And the Bengals, they like to run a lot of bluffs with their linebackers. Whether they're gonna blitz them or they're gonna drop them back in the middle of the field. So I think Creed Humphreys leading the O line, being able to identify those kind of things, and also facilitate the run game, like I was just talking about. I think that's going to be big, just for the whole part of the game. I mean, Mahomes, he might not be as mobile as he needs to be usually. So if the pocket's collapsing, I mean that could be trouble for the Chiefs. So we need Creed Humphreys to sit there and do what he does. I mean, he only gave up 1 sack in 800 snaps, so he need to keep doing his thing and protect Mahomes.
Word. So my number 9, I got another Chiefs offensive lineman. I got Mr. Joe Tooney, his best friend, his guard. A lot of the Chiefs' high-powered attack, comes straight from the offensive line. Obviously, you was talking about Creed Humphrey from the jump. He comes into the league. He's obviously a stud. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Thuney is he's no slouch himself. So at number 9, I got Mr. Joe. Who's your 8?
All right, at 8, I got Trey Hendrickson, just like he was talking about. He's had a slow year. I mean, only 6 sacks on the year, but he's got a good amount of QB pressures, QB hurries. A lot of hits on the quarterback. So I mean, he's always putting pressure on him, no matter what, collapse in the pocket. So, and he's just one of those leaders, like you said, who just makes a difference in the game with his voice. So I just think he's going to be an X factor to see if he can keep Mahomes in the pocket and even get to him a few times. And Mahomes is already injured, so that's going to be a big deal in the game.
Word. So my 8, I got Creed Humphrey a little bit over him. I think Creed is he's a big part of the reason why that Chiefs offense is as good as it is. One of the leaders. I think he's really, really young too, so that's a huge step. You ain't got to really pay him that much, and he's already a contributor to your team. I'm not gonna say much on him because Elijah took the helms on him, and we're gonna try to save him some time. At 7, who do you got?
Yep. I mean, you just mentioned him, Joe Tooney. I mean, he's going to be out there guarding Trey Hendrickson. He's going to be guarding Sam Hubbard. I mean, it's just all about how they can protect Mahomes. Like I keep saying, he's hurt. He can't take many hits. How you going to protect him, make him be able to make the throws that he makes?
Word. So at my 7, I got Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, I think Colin Cowherd said that he's a poor man's Adrian Peterson. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
They did him dirty.
But Joe Mixon, he's been a really good back. Had a kind of okay year. He did have a breakout game against the Panthers where he had 7 touchdowns and 55 points in 2 seconds. But he was going crazy. He has been a big part of this run. Obviously, he had a big game against the Bills. Yeah, he's going to be a big important role. So I got Joe Mixon. Who you got?
Man, I got Chris Jones. No, I think he's sleeping on Joe Mixon a little bit, but it's all right. I put Chris Jones because when you think about Joe Mixon, you think about the run, you think about the run inside, you think about just getting down and dirty on the inside, and I think that Chris Jones is going to stop that a lot, or at least going to try to. I think that's one of the X factors in the game is can he slow the run down? Can he make the Bengals one-dimensional? Because when they get Joe Mixon going, the game's a lot different. They control the clock. That they can make the defense start stepping up a little bit and throw downfield more often. So I think it's going to be an X factor if Chris Jones can get there and stop the run.
Word. I might start with my number 6. My number 6 is the greatest tight end to ever play, Travis Kelce. Kelce has been an animal since he stepped on the field with the Chiefs. I think he's the greatest tight end to ever play the game over Tony Gonzalez. and Antonio Gates. Some people gonna say between him and Gronk. I mean, Gronk is cool. I like Gronk, but he wasn't as healthy as Kelsey was, and the volume that Kelsey gets as a tight end, he probably could rival some receivers. Last week he had 14 catches.
Yeah.
And that is insane. And I have him 6 on this list, so it let you know the people above him are kind of going insane. But I got Kelsey at 6. He's gonna need a huge role with Mahomes going down and getting him healthy. So who you got?
Man, well, going into number 5, top 5, I got Joe Mixon now. It's like I said, I mean, if you get Joe Mixon going, that Bengals offense starts to get unstoppable. And he's gonna be the difference maker in this game. Whether he's running for 100 yards or not, I think it's gonna be what we look at the end of the game. Like, oh, what did he do? And that I think that's gonna be the deciding factors, controlling the clock and just seeing if he can get going, even in the passing game a little bit.
All right. All right. So top 5. You and me start with the top 5. You and me go.
Yeah, get your fifth going.
All right. So at 5, I got Jamar Gritty Chase, my boy. I love Jamar. Jamar Chase, LSU receiver. First started off the Bills game with a touchdown. Um, I mean, I don't think I need to explain him at all. Second year in the league, offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, that's about all I got for him. But who you got, my boy?
Man, you took it from me. Number 4. When you say Jamar Chase, man, I mean you already know. You already know what you're getting. He make any catch that you need him to make. I mean, at the end of the game, crunch time, you need to throw something up. Joey B, he can just say, F it, Jamar Chase down there somewhere. And he can make a play. So I mean, Jamar Chase is that dude, top 5 receiver in the league. And he's in my top 5 on this list. So
All right. All right. So at number 4, I got my boy. Wait, are you at 4 or am I at 4?
yeah, you're at 4.
I'm at 4. All
Remember,
right.
I went first, so it goes.
All right. All right. So I got my 4. I'm tripping. I ain't paying attention. Let me get back. My bad. I got my boy T. Higgins at number 4. His partner in crime. The receiver core of the Bengals is absolutely insane. They have 2 superstar receivers, and then they got a number 2 receiver behind both of those guys. So to just understand the amount of firepower that's on this team is unreal. When Jamar Chase went down, because Chase was down with an injury, a lot of you fantasy guys gonna understand that T. Higgins was going crazy, and he's actually gonna climb up a lot of people's fantasy some draft boards. His ADP is going insane. So I got T. Higgins at my fourth player on this list. Where you at, my boy?
Yeah, man. Well, I wanted to give an honorable mention to T. Higgins. He didn't make my list because there's so many crazy players, like you said, on both of these teams. When Joe Burrow's QBR is the highest when he's throwing to T. Higgins, so that's a reliable target. There's gonna be a lot of attention on Jamar Chase throughout the game, so he's gonna be an X factor too. I just like we said, there's so many good players I couldn't put him on, but for number 3, I got Joe Burrow. I mean, you look at it, he's bringing the swagger to the team. He's bringing the attitude, I mean, he's really made the culture of Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, hometown guy, coming, leading his team, try to get back to the Super Bowl. I mean, highest completion percentage in NFL history this year. Can use his legs. He's fully healthy. I mean, it all comes down to, is he going to use his legs in the game, personally to me. I mean, his ability to improvise versus maybe Mahomes' lack of ability to improvise might be the difference to me. Um, just because of his injury. So I think Joey B is my number 3 guy.
So my number 3 guy is Patrick Mahomes. He would be high on this list if he didn't have that brutal ankle injury. I think he's a little less healthier than people are saying that he is. Um, I think it's even worse than a high ankle sprain, honestly. The way he was tackled and how awkward it was. I think it's good that he's going, but I think the thing that made the Chiefs a little more dangerous than other teams, is not only just how creative they were, but that they could move the pocket with Mahomes, and Mahomes could kind of do freestyle and freelance and make a play and make something happen. I've seen some things that said that it would benefit Mahomes if he were to stay behind the pocket and make reads, but I just think with just the way your play style has to be, with how comfortable the Chiefs were with him just freelancing and just making something happen. I think it's going to be. I don't think. It might be the difference in the game, but I'd have had him higher on this list if he was 100% healthy. I'm not going to give away my pick. I'm not going to do that yet.
No, I get that. I
You
put
gotta-
Mahomes. I put Mahomes at 2. I had to show the guy respect because he's still the best quarterback in the league. No matter what's going on with him. And he had his press conference today, and he was talking about, I'm good, I'm ready to go. He's instilling a lot of confidence. He's confident in himself. And I agree with you, though. I think the improvising, I think the way he makes plays out of the pocket is the best part of his game. And, why ESPN is always on him all the time, showing a million videos of him every single time that they have a show. Every single top of the hour is something Mahomes is doing. Most of those plays when he gets out the pocket. But we can't forget that he can stand in there. He can take a hit. He can make a throw from the pocket. He can throw it full length of the field if he needs to. He's the best quarterback in the league, like I said, so I had to show him respect getting to number 2. And I think just from an importance standpoint, his health, everything he does, I think makes him the second most important guy on the field, especially for this Chiefs team. Without Mahomes, you put Chase Daniel in there and nothing's going on.
No.
Nothing's going on with that man in there. So Mahomes, second most important guy on the field.
Word. So my number 2 is actually Chris Jones. I got him a little high on this list. The reason why I got him high on this list is due to, I feel like the only thing that could stop the Bengals offense is their weakness in offensive line, and that's going to be through Mr. Chris Jones. He has been an animal since coming out of Mississippi State, taking down, offensive linemen, double teams, triple teams. I guess you can say he's a poor man's Aaron Donald. If we call him poor man's whatever. Dude's a stud. No doubting him. Got paid. Now he's trying to get another Super Bowl under his belt. And who's your number 1? Who you got?
Man, this is my hot take of everything. My number 1 is Travis Kelce. Listen, man, the output this season, when you look at it, he leads the team in receptions, and the next guy behind him, he's already doubled him in receptions. He's got almost 1,400 yards in the season. He had 12 touchdowns in the regular season. You look at all the big plays that the Chiefs make, or all those big plays that Mahomes makes get out of the pocket. Who's he always finding? Travis Kelce. And I think that if you look back to the Bills game last year, I don't know if you've seen this clip, but when they went to the sideline to draw up the play to get in the field goal range before overtime, Kelce is the one who drew up the play. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna run a vertical in the seam, and you just look for me. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna run forward. I'm gonna fall down field goal range." And he said it, and it happened. And then in overtime, he caught the touchdown pass to win the game. And so I just think all the big X factor plays that happen run through Travis Kelce. In that Patrick Mahomes isn't the same quarterback without Travis Kelce. I think he can be the same quarterback without Tyreek Hill. And I think he's proven that, but I don't think he's ever be the same quarterback without Travis Kelce. So that's why I think he's the most important guy on the field. It's because he catches all the big plays. He makes the most catches on the whole team. And he's just got a mind for football like no other tight end we've seen.
Word. So I love Kelce to death. Kelce is a fancy animal, fancy god. Love Kelce.
You see that on the other side of your lineup. You see your opponent having Kelce, you're like, all right, I'm not even gonna look at it this week.
Yeah, so My number one is Joe Burrow. I think people need to stop disrespecting Mr. Burrow and see that he is the number one quarterback in the AFC. I'm putting him up there. Um, he's been spectacular all year. I think he's been spectacular through these playoffs. Um, I just, I just don't. I just have no much to say about him. He's been spectacular since leaving LSU. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
there's not
I mean,
much to
I'm
say about Mr. Burrow. His confidence has been what the Bengals have been using as their identity.
yeah.
You know, so,
I mean,
what
I'm
was
gonna say it right now, he's past Josh Allen for me. I mean, if I'm honestly just I'm gonna go ahead and go there for the podcast. He's past Josh Allen for me. I mean, they went in there into Buffalo, embarrassed them. You know, Josh Allen had a bad year with picks, while Joe Burrow, like I said, had the highest completion percentage in NFL history this year. And he wins big games, man. He's 3-0 in the playoffs, and he's 3-0 against Mahomes. So, I mean, I'm not ready to put him above Mahomes yet, but if he wins tomorrow, or if he wins this game, I might have to put him ahead. You know, I mean, you win that many playoff games, you win that many games against Mahomes. I mean, head-to-head matchups matter at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, the game is it's gonna be this Sunday, 6 o'clock. It's gonna be
Sunday.
late night. With a late night. So now that we've covered our best players, who is winning this game, Mister Bears fan?
All right, man. It's like you said, the confidence that Mahomes is healthy is iffy right now. But they are in Arrowhead. I think that's probably top 5, top 3 most difficult stadiums to play at. Um, and I think that they come out there a little pissed off with all the trash talking that's been going on from the Bengals side. I think the Bengals they've been inflating their egos a little bit too much. I think they're coming in, I mean, confident, but a little too overconfident and kind of forgetting who these Chiefs are and most of all who Travis Kelce is. And I think Eli Apple is the Patrick Beverly of the NFL. I don't think he actually does anything. I think he just talks. So I'm gonna say that the Chiefs win this game and go to the Super Bowl.
What's your score?
I expect points. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say 31-28. I'm gonna say that McPherson misses a field goal to tie the game.
Man, these kickers, man, they're gonna kill us.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
These
I'm saying.
kickers, I'm not doing kickers in any leagues. I'm just like none
I'm
of
not
these.
relying on these kickers, bro, especially in the playoffs.
I'm getting rid of dynasty, all that. They're gone. They're done. I'm not doing a kicker at all. So I'm the complete opposite as my guy. I got the Bengals winning this game. I think they're on a roll. I've actually picked them to win the Super Bowl. Wish I put money on them because they were at 8+850, and now they at +250, and it's like so everybody knows. So for that, I'm gonna just let y'all know that I was on the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, so I have to pick the Bengals.
He
I just
was. He was. He's not lying.
I just think they just got too much stuff. They got T. Higgins, they got Chase, Tyler Boyd, Mixon. You can throw in P. Ryan. You could. I mean, the offensive line is a problem, but I've seen Burrow win without offensive lines before, so I just think he should do it again. Also, I just think the matchup. I don't know. The Bengals just have their numbers for some reason. I just don't understand why. I don't know what it is because the Chiefs on paper are just insane, but for some reason they cannot beat this team. So I got the
You know what?
Bengals winning this game 34-28.
Okay. Man, you gotta look back though. What you just said. You seen Joe Burrow win games with the offensive line. You think about the one team that stopped him. They had Aaron Donald. And you look at the Chiefs. You call Chris Jones poor man's Aaron Donald. Might be the difference.
Hey, it might be. That's why I had him at 2. And people might, when this video goes up, they're gonna be like, "Yo, you had him at 2." It's like, nah, well, hold on. Now if he makes a
That's
play,
respectable. I'm not
I'm
mad at it, even though I had him low.
yeah, but I'm looking like a genius, like I am. Don't don't sleep on your boy. All right. So for this next game, we got the NFC title game. All right. We might need to speed this up just a little bit because we are on a new program and we don't have money yet. First video, so you can see we are broke. So I ain't saying subscribe, you know what I'm saying. But come back and see. We might have some new stuff coming through. NFC title game. We got the 49ers and the Eagles. This is gonna be a I don't know who's winning this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea who's winning this game at all. The first start this off, but we're gonna do our player rankings. We got some time. I might start off with my 10th too, since I'm talking. Let me go ahead and start off with my 10th.
Yeah, you start off.
My number 10 is Mr. Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner. Guy took off at the end of the year, right after I traded him. Right after I said he went and took off. I hate you, Devontae, but he's a really good talent, opposite of who I got also on this list. Big part of this team's run. Yeah, I got Mr. Devontae Smith. Who you got, my guy?
Man, I just want to say, like, I think Devontae Smith not making my list shows the amount of talent both these teams got. I mean, it's crazy. This is like a Pro Bowl game. You look at it, there's so many good players. I had to say Fred Warner at 10. He runs the defense. He can cover like a corner, but he's built like a linebacker. I mean, the way he defends in the red zone, I think is going to be the difference maker for this game, because the Eagles, they're pretty good in the red zone. They like looking towards Goddard in the end zone. While they're in the red zone, I think Fred Warner, taking out those seam routes, I think that's going to be the difference going deep into the game. So I got him at 10.
All right, number 10, number 9. We are at number 9. You want to continue, Mr.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Elijah?
I'll say Hassan Reddick at number 9.
Okay.
Everybody been sleeping on him all year. Tied second in sacks, tied first in forced fumbles. He had 16.5 sacks and 5 forced fumbles. I mean, he's had an insane year. It depends on where he lines up. If he's lined up on Mike McGlinchey's side, that's a Notre Dame boy. Much love to my Notre Dame guy. But after that clip of Micah Parsons throwing him down like he's some little kid, I can't be that confident in him being able to guard Hassan Reddick for this game. So if he can get to Brock Purdy and make him make a bad decision or two, and if he can stop the run, he start stuffing the run with that D-line and make Brock Purdy make throws, that could be an X factor in the game.
You Notre Dame fans make me sick. Y'all make me sick. At my number 9, I got a big play, Darius Slay on that corner. That was a big pickup. This dude Harry Roseman got everybody. He got the whole NFC. He got everybody. He was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Out of the lines, locked down Jefferson, the MVP candidate, locked down. Who else was he locking down? He locked down everybody.
Everybody, man. I mean, he got his career revived by these Eagles, bro.
I mean, he is just insane. I ain't got his boy James Bradbury on this list, obviously. Well, not obviously, but unfortunately, my bad. I used the wrong word. But like you said, this is a lot of talent. Everybody's insane. I don't really got much to say about Mr. Slay besides he's just that dude. Number 8.
All right, number 8, I got Lane Johnson. I mean, it's going to come down to how they protect Jalen this whole game. And especially if Lane is lining up on the side of Nick Bosa, that's going to be the matchup of the game. So can they protect Jalen? Can they give him time to make throws down the field to AJ? That's going to be the difference. I got to throw in some O-line there too.
Word. I had to throw in some O-line love myself. I got the dude on the opposite side. I got Trent Williams. He's probably the greatest player at that position I've ever seen in my life. 4.7 speed, I think is what it is. They line him up at full back, start, and he's coming for you. The versatility and athleticism of this dude is unreal. And the fact that I have him at 7, I feel like it's disrespectful. I might need to put him up a little higher. So yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. It's a little disrespectful, but hey,
I got him at 7. Did we say 8 or 7?
That was 7.
That was 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, my 7. I got Jason Kelsey. Uh, Arguably the best center of all time. You know, the Eagles, they like to run a lot of inside zone. Try to get Miles Sanders going a little bit. That's kind of how they get on schedule for their offensive game plan is running the ball. And I think Jason Kelsey facilitates that, and plus he protects the quarterback well. So I just got to throw him on there on the basis that he's one of the best centers, if not the best center of all time. So he's got to make the list.
Okay. You said we at number 7?
Yep.
At number 7, I got my boy Nick Bosa. You know what I'm saying? 18 and a half sacks is some crazy gameplay, Madden franchise stuff. I have never seen nothing like that before in my life. He is unreal. He's honestly been a big part of this 49ers run for the last couple years now. Deploy Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Not much needs to be said about Mr. 97. Oh, boy. All right, so we at 6. Who we got at 6?
Man, sleeper pick right here. I don't know if anybody really got him in their top 10, but the way he performed against Seattle and Dallas, I had to put him in. Eric Armstead. I mean, it's kind of like your Chris Jones for the 49ers. He shut down the middle. He controls the middle, and it's going to be fun to see him working against Jason Kelsey out there and see if he can stuff the run, see if he can try to get to Jalen a little bit. I just think he's a big facilitator for this defense and what they like to do, and he's dominant out there. So there's dominance on both sides of the ball for these teams. So it's gonna be cool to see Eric Armstead out there to see what he can do.
At number 6, I got Jason Kelsey. If your last name is Kelsey, you obviously know how to play football. That's kind of where we're at with it right now. They are really good. I mean, just captain of the offensive line, and of course, podcast legend. I love my podcast legends. I'm gonna always shout them out.
Fast.
And we always look up to the podcast legends. You know what I'm saying? All time great. You know what I'm saying? Not much needs to be said about him. He's also right beside my boy from Hickory, Mr. Landon Dickerson. That's crazy that he actually played with this dude. And this man fighting for a Super Bowl. I gotta give a shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to Landon Dickerson. If he sees this, man, you that dude. But screw it. We in the top 5 ranges, man. The top 5. I'm gonna hit the top 5 with AJ Brown. Big play receiver, explosive threat. Got him in a trade from the Titans. Robbed the Titans draft night. Okay. That is crazy. That they got him for free, basically. Dude lost his job. Well, actually, allegedly. Let's say that. Allegedly lost his job for that trade. AJ Brown's a special talent, and then a big reason why they took this extreme leap from what I expected them to be to where they are now. Love AJ Brown's talent, dude, good human. Yeah, who you got?
Man, you took mine. I got AJ Brown at 5 too.
Oh, see?
Yep.
See?
Top 5 receiver in the league this year. I mean, you see the jump of the Eagles offense and then the decline of the Titans offense. And that's all caused by one guy. You gotta put him in the top 5 of your list of the best players on this team. I mean, deep throws down the field to him is gonna be a big part of the game.
Word. Great minds think alike, you feel me? That's what I'm talking about. That's what we like to see. At number 4, I got Fred Warner in the top 5 because I seen him guard CeeDee Lamb one-on-one.
Man, bro, he's a DB in a linebacker's body, man.
I've never seen that. Fred Warner is probably the best defensive player on this list. I have him over Nick Bosa. I like Nick Bosa a lot as an edge rusher, you know what I'm saying? But I think Fred Warner is just an all-pro, just everything linebacker, just a leader, leading tackler. I mean, he's just insane. Yeah, and he's going to be a big reason why if the 49ers do pull this off, he's going to have to make something happen. Who you got, my guy?
Man, I got Christian McCaffrey at number 4.
Ooh.
You know, I said as soon as they traded for McCaffrey that he's the difference for this 49ers team. And you see that now. I mean, 12-0 from week 8 all the way to now. I mean, he's been that dude to make their offense really, really run. I mean, Elijah Mitchell, he's nice, but Christian McCaffrey is different. I mean, he's arguably the best running back in the league. You can argue that all day. It's hard between him and Derrick Henry for me. But, I mean, the way he catches the ball out of the backfield, too, and just makes plays, I need to put him in my top 5, so I got him at number 4.
Okay. I think that's a little low, but that's just me. At number 3, I got the MVP candidate himself, Jalen Hurts. Like we said, his leap that he's taken from the last year to being, one and done in the playoffs, going against Brady, to now being a possible, Super Bowl run, going against, team after team, good roster after good roster. He's a leader, a proven leader. He was out of Oklahoma, was a leader. Out of Alabama, he was a leader. He was a top quarterback in fantasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring a lot of fantasy rankings because we're fantasy guys. Okay, we are not. We are fantasy guys. We watch fantasy. All right, we are trying to win money here. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, but Jalen Hurts is that guy. I love him to death, man. One of my favorite players, probably going to be all time, and hopefully he is the MVP candidate after the awards come up. Who is your number 3?
I think that he is an example of when you give one of these young quarterbacks a weapon, what they can do. I mean, you gave him A.J. Brown, and look at it now. So, but for me, for number 3, I put Trent Williams. I think, like you said, you put him a little low. I mean, you look at the Dallas game, you look at the way he shut down Micah Parsons, who arguably is the best defensive player in the league. I mean, you got to argue that between him, TJ, and Nick Bosa. But I think the way he did that, the way he protected Brock to give him time to make decisions, and I mean, you see all the moves he was trying to make out there, trying to spin, trying to duck. I mean, like he couldn't do nothing to get around the guy. Best tackle of all time, in my opinion. So I think Trent Williams deserves a top 3.
Word. All right, number 2. Who you got? Man?
Got my boy Jalen Hurts, like you was just talking all good on. I think my number 1 and my number 2 coincide together because these two determine the whole game for me. But I think Jalen is one of those guys who determines the whole game. This year he's made great decisions the whole year. I mean, barely threw any picks, used his feet a lot, was accurate on the deep ball. I mean, he's had a great year in a great decision making year. And the O-line that he plays behind is a big reason because of that. But he also has the best defensive player of this year on the other side. And I'll get to talking about that in a second.
So my number 2 is George Kittle. I think George Kittle, even though he's not on the level of Kelsey, is pretty close. I think head to head, if you want to look at the top tight ends in the league, it's Kelsey, Kittle, and then everybody else. That's kind of how.
Don't forget about Mark Andrews, bro. I don't need that disrespect right now.
And Mark Andrews played bad this year, so he gets nothing from me right
now. He was just hurt, bro. Kittle was hurt too.
Kittle came back and gave me something, man. Kittle is that guy. I mean, he had a spectacular, like, one-handed, two-handed off the helmet catch. He keep the drive alive against the Cowboys, who we knew was going to lose, unfortunately. But George Kittle, I think he's one of the most important pieces in this game because if you look at the pieces beside Sam, I don't even have Deebo Samuel on this list. And you got to think about the guy who I have above him on this list. I think he's just an insane talent too, all around guy. But Kittle, if you get him in the open field, he is kind of like a wide receiver as well, make a guy miss, and he's gone. Jailbreak screens, corner routes. I mean, you name it, he's catching it. So I got Kittle at number 2.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wanted to make that honorable mention because the way I ranked for this game was more about importance because I think of the style the game's going to be played at. That's why I put a lot of O-line and stuff like that in and edge rushers in. But I mean, you got to shout out Kittle and Debo as at least my honorable mentions because I didn't include Kittle and we both didn't include Debo. I think they deserve the mentions just for being those dudes on that offense.
Kind of disrespectful.
It's a little bit, but I told you I had to grade off the way I think the game's going to be played. And I think O-line, D-line play a bigger role just for how the game's going to go.
Word. So who's your top guy?
My top guy, I don't think it comes to any surprises, Nick Bosa. I mean, the way he's played this year, it's been unreal. I mean, he's past his older brother being that dude. I think him. Sorry, Joey, if you ever see this again, your little brother passed you now. How's it feel? But, man, if he can get to Jalen consistently throughout the game, then I think the 49ers will win the game. I think just on an importance level, you got to look at how important him getting to Jalen, him hurrying up Jalen, and him getting to where Jalen can use his feet, because that becomes an X factor for that Eagles offense is can he use his feet. But if you can get to him quickly, you don't got that time to get out. So I think that is the biggest X factor of the game, and why I have Jalen at 2 and him at 1 is based on what those two guys can do constantly throughout the Eagles' possessions.
Okay. I like that. I got my boy Christian McCaffrey at 1. I kind of thought him being at 4. The importance of him on this team took this team from insane to, oh my goodness, what is going on here? I mean, they are just insanely good all around across the board. I think adding McCaffrey was basically adding another Debo Samuel as well. So that's why I didn't put Debo on this list and put McCaffrey, because I just feel like McCaffrey's going to take that role of being the Swiss Army knife, the utility guy. They tried to use him like that in Carolina. I think I just think they misused him. I said they didn't know how to get him in open space. I think they was overusing him. But now with Kittle, Debo, Trent Williams at left tackle, this Jauan Jennings, I mean, Jennings is even making some catches too. He'll make a catch here and there to keep the drive going. I mean, Ray-May McCloud, you can't forget about him, even though he muffed that punt. He got a kickoff return, for a little bit. I mean, it's there's a lot of pieces on this roster that can take the relief off McCaffrey, and McCaffrey is still that guy. We got to still look at his calf injury.
Yeah.
But I think that doesn't matter at all. I think he's just a special guy, and I think he's going to be ready to go, for
I mean, what I looked at with the injury is that mostly in the Dallas game he was playing third downs. And that's all he'd really play. They would have Elijah Mitchell playing the first and second down. I mean, that's why I kind of moved him down a little bit. But also, you remember me, as soon as they made that trade for McCaffrey, I said, look at this team, bro. They're going. So I made that call. Made that call from the beginning with McCaffrey. So trust me, I'm not mad at that number 1 ranking.
Yeah. All right, so I might have to pick my winner first, since I don't know. Based off of who I ranked, the way I ranked this list, I guess I'm going to go with the 49ers, just because I guess they just have more players now. They really don't need Brock to do too much but not make a mistake. I know Brock hasn't really, I guess he really hasn't been tested, but I guess I would say that the Cowboys was a good test, and I think he passed it really well by not throwing a pick. Comparatively to what Dak was doing, which was throwing everything to. So I'm gonna base that off of just that, but I still think both of these rosters are insane. Both of these rosters are well built. We gave the Eagles one of my picks, and I want it back, and then never getting it back. It hurts. So we're gonna do the picks. I'm gonna outro us, and then we're gonna end this here. You know what I'm saying? What you got? Who you got?
Man, I've been saying it like I just told you. Ever since the Christian McCaffrey trade, I said this team's going to the Super Bowl, and they're gonna win the Super Bowl. So I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. Go get them a ring. I mean, like you said, C-Mac is that kind of dude that makes a difference. And then that defense. I mean, it's the best defense in the league. And I think Brock Purdy got tested by the second best defense in the league, by Dallas, to show that he can facilitate, he can make enough decisions to let the other players around him make plays. And I think they get to Jalen a few times, put some pressure on him. It's a big pressure game in Philly for these Eagles to prove to their home team, to prove to their home field crowd that they can do this. I think Jalen might feel that a little bit. Then he might feel the pressure of Nick Bosa coming at him. So I think these 49ers are going to come out with the dub and go to the bowl.
All right. So our bowl games are a little different. We got Niners, Bengals, and I got
Niners and Chiefs.
You got Niners and Chiefs. So you got a rematch.
I got the rematch.
Ooh. We gonna see, man. Well, it's been a fun one recording with my guy Elijah. You know what I'm saying? You that dude. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, bro.
This is the 1st of May. We're gonna have some big plans for the Super Bowl. Maybe a Super Bowl watch party, who knows? And then after the season ends, we got big plans for hoops. Hoops is gonna carry us over to August, when that's gonna be draft time.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have something ready for draft time by then. Hopefully, we're gonna be better than this. This is something we have to throw together for the people, get us up, let us know that we here and we talking about mess and we ready.
You ready? Yeah. We talk that talk. We never stop.
I'm not playing. Off the grid, we here. Sideline Sports. You know the vibes, and you know my boy James. He out there. He ready to get us going. All right. And what you got? Any last words from my guy? What you want to say to the people?
Well, you know, we shouting out James, but we both picked the 49ers, so we can say it. We can say a small sorry for that, James. We appreciate you, but go Niners, baby.
Go Niners, fly. We don't want y'all. All right, people. We out.
Peace.
You'll feel me.